Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Victoria 3 once more. After very turbulent times, we hopefully look towards more stability. No, we're not, because one threat is gone, the other one appears, and that's Russia. Russia actually turned belligerent overnight towards us, so we're a target of conquest for them. We have, well, a rather weak military after all of the past here, and they have a strategic desire, especially for my Sakhalin island up here, right? And yeah, what can we do about that? First of all, pushing more military, of course, and the other one is finding allies. We have Great Britain here that is genial towards us, so really good relationship, and we could form a defensive pact. Not really. What should we do if we want to go ahead with this? Their acceptance score is at 65 right now. The power projection is too high, and the British rank of a greater power compared to our rank of unrecognized. So this is all against us. We could join a customs union with them. This is another step forward. We have a rather weak market in comparison. The United States of America actually have a protective attitude towards us, so they want to protect us. This probably helps us out a bit. And let's continue with the pushing of my military. There's nothing else we could really do right now with Russia. There is right now a diplomatic play against them in Alaska, so that should hopefully help us out a bit. Law progressed to consideration. Perfect. This is coming along. Oh, gold depleted in Hokkaido. Gold has been depleted in Hokkaido. The state region can now support fewer gold fields. And the rich mineral deposits in Hokkaido have been drained. Mines are being shuttered, and all the prospectors have moved in, are beginning to drift away in search for the next big strike. Hokkaido gets migration attraction reduction, and a few of them become more radical. We are going with the basic one there. We still only have 100 people, 100,000 there. It is still growing, right? But Hokkaido remains a very weak market to us overall for the time being. We could push, but nah, it's not worth it when we have so much potential somewhere else. The motor industry is up and running. This is pretty important. And, inefficient agriculture. A substance found in Kansai stating that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. We could get more farmers in. This would increase the migration attraction. Or we just say, no, this served the purpose. We would lose one interest with the industrialists. I think we're still fine with that, right? Yeah. Go ahead. I don't want to have more radicals in Kansai especially. And that would lead to more instability in the region. 71% chance of enactment per capita now for my new law. That's important. We are also positive on the bureaucracy again. One more government administration I would like to build, and then some lead mines. We're starting with that. That's the first one. Another construction sector, and then barracks, right? And there it is. Also, two important things happen at the same time. So first of all, per capita taxation has been enabled now. With that, we base our taxation not on land, but on the income and the consumption. And this is actually giving me a nice boost there also in taxation by 7,000 as well. A very important step forward. And corporate charters, with that we have now unlocked companies whose assets and incomes are separate from that of their owners and investors, thereby mitigating personal risk while encouraging entrepreneurship. Very good. That's going to be very important to us. Before we go for companies, let's just go ahead and have a look. Presidential Republic is still a bit too far away. The landowners would not like this, and the Shintomoks would get radicalized by that. So definitely not something I could focus on right now. What is actually possible now finally is also getting rid of closed borders. After this small amount or small time of stability, we have enough support rating here that most people would endorse the migration control, and with that we would end the era of closed borders. Another major step forward, so let's go ahead with this. Dutch investments. Casimir, a wealthy and powerful industrialist from the Netherlands, sees Empire of Japan as a lucrative and untapped market in exchange for various political favors to be redeemed at an unspecified point in time. Oh yeah, that sounds nice. We do get the obligation to the Netherlands, but we would get 100% technology spread for production. I think we can actually go ahead with this. The Netherlands are also not someone that... I mean, they're belligerent towards us, is that right? Yes, they are also belligerent. I mean, not that I really care about the Netherlands at all. But I do care about the technology spread. Let's go ahead and do this. trade agreement from the United States. I would like to go ahead with this. Sounds about right. By the way, we should check out our trade routes there from time to time. We do have a nice surplus of tea right now. It might lead to some exports. No, unfortunately not. Import-wise, I could also then have a look. Silk. The French market has a profitable silk export we can go ahead with right now. And some dyes, perhaps. Yeah, the Mexican market is very lucrative for dyes. And import-wise, I could check it out for groceries. Nah, not really. More wood, so that I save actually some wood building. But nope, there's nothing really profitable here for us. Grocery-wise, American market now. We can go ahead with a minor grocery trade route. And relatively quickly, we do have 155 construction capacity. That means we can build up to 5 buildings at the same time in the queue. Some of them are faster, some of them slower, depending on their level. We're finishing also now a railway in Jubu and then a railway in Shikoku. Oh, there it is. Migration controls has been finished. And with that, the age of close borders is gone, and restoration and Sakoku was successfully completed as well. This is another major journal entry, and with that, only the restoration industrialization of Japan is open. Komai restoration would be enabled with this. Triggers a renewed Japan, which gives you then some hefty boosts that we are going to need. So for this, we still need now urban center level 5 and railway in almost all of my states. One of them is Shikoku that is missing right now. So here we still only have an urban center level 4. So this is something we're working on right now by building another university, a government administration, and also then the railway down here. All of this leads to more urbanization and probably then to an upgrade. Urbanization level 6 we have here, and a railway we have as well. We also need to make sure that these railways are operational, of course. That means we need to have at least the engines coming in. The motor industry here is already working at a profit too. That's great stuff. How's it looking with my balance there on the engines? A slight deficit right now, but still fine, right? I might actually push this one up by one more. And also steel, the price of steel is not so bad at the moment. So this is working at a profit. The only problem is, of course, vacancies. So I do need to promote the social mobility so that this is getting fixed a bit faster overall with the bit of authority that I still have. So this is looking lovely. Now, new laws we could go for. Now, next up, I would like to go with a distribution of power. So there's really a lot of fundamental changes here. So autocracy we still have. This gives me a lot of authority and legitimacy based on the government's clout. However, it also gives a lot of political strength to aristocrats, and we want to get rid of that. Also, we got a very strong movement towards the landed voting here now. This reduces my authority a bit, but it increases my legitimacy. The better a legitimate a government is, the more effective it is. It also gives more political strength to clergymen, officers, and especially also capitalists. This is something I would like. Also, with that, we can unlock the women's suffrage law. That is another major milestone forward then in my journal list that we have. It's the highest chance right now, the landed voting. Technocracy is also not so bad, I think. Would also have a good chance here. Yeah, and a lot of people would endorse it. It would radicalize the landowners though. I think with the land-based voting, it's not radicalizing anyone, right? Some of them are opposed to that, but it would not change the power here, the power structures too much. So I think landed voting is my go-to. Yeah, for now, right? So we always need to move one step forward there, not two. Two would be too much. So with that, let's go ahead, and this is a very high chance that this is just getting enacted. And with that, we can also end then the absolute empire status, so that we're changing then governments based on voting. Yeah, which I'm also looking forward to. So that's something. By the way, we have a new institution here, and that's the education. This is also another one of my major journal entries, right? That we have the Terracotta system. And for this year to finish, we do need education investment level of 3. So in that case, we do need 700 more bureaucracy. So I need to build this up a bit further, right? More government administrations, but the path to that is forward now. It's open to us, the path. We have now options here to do, and for that, I just need some more government administrations. We do need some more levels in some provinces anyway. We should move at a caution with this one though, because it increases everything here, increases then my government expenses once again, the wages that we have, right? So we need to be careful how we want to tackle this. There's also unfortunately no new work mode for now. The telephone switchboard later on would be pretty powerful. but that's an invention far in the future. Technology-wise, I think, we don't have an active research right now. We just finished one. So, yeah, production-wise, there's a few more things, and all of them are rather quick. Dynamite would boost my output of mines significantly. That's something I could like to go for. Shift works, economic scale, we don't need that right now. I think we don't need anything here. Usually I don't like the military stuff too much there, so this is actually steel frame buildings is very, very tempting, because with that we can boost our construction sector once more. And quinine is something that I need if I want to colonize more areas. Psychiatry, yes, let's go ahead with this for now. It's a very quick research. It gives me some yeah, bureaucracy booster again. And then we have the egalitarianism and minimum expected standard of living increases, max social security institution goes up, and it also leads to more laws in the universal suffrage and also proportional taxation. So let's actually go for psychiatry and then egalitarianism. Two very important steps forward there as well. Now this leads me now to companies. Finally also something, that's a new feature. That's something we need to tackle now. We have a license to build one company, and we do have 9 available right now that we can establish, with many more down here down the road. All of these companies can only be built when a certain requirement has been met. So in this case here, for example, for the Empire of Japan Forestry Syndicate, we would need to have a pretty high level of logging camps in the area or in Japan, which we have now. So this has been tackled here. Oh, psychiatry. Bureaucracy reduction from population cost multiplier and another 10% influence. That's all rather nice. And then we have, for example, to the Hokkaido Gold. Yeah, that's something we probably should not establish anymore. Hokkaido Gold is a thing of the past. Empire of Japan metals we have here, that is something we can go ahead with, and all of them have different bonuses, right? So the steel mills building throughput here, for example, that we can go ahead with. There we have 5% birth rate for the Kanto premium foods. Sounds nice originally, not so super nice right now. The birth rate is already pretty high. Also, I don't want to get too many people in, because that would raise unemployment rates, so that's a tricky beast here. What I like is the Tohoku paper factory, or well, company. This one actually gives me 10% bureaucracy boost, activates on 100 prosperity. Right now productivity is not super high for it. It would not increase prosperity, because paper is not that profitable right now, which is strange. We do consume a lot of paper. We would need to get profitability up there first for these here, right? So there's lots of different stuff. State construction efficiency with the Empire of Japan Steel Company. This one would be activated, and the prosperity is also there, right? So this is something that we might actually push. So let's establish our first company, and that's the Japan Steel Company. That's something we're going to need then. Yeah, it's going to be active now. We can research a second company pretty soon, right? And this one is now increasing its prosperity, and will also give me then the state construction efficiency on top of that. Next on this is then probably, yeah, probably my food company that we have, or my prestige. Yeah, we could also go with Empire of Japan Orchard Fellowship. That gives 10% prestige, which is quite significant. But making vineyards profitable is also not that easy. It's a challenge of its own. All right, 90% chance for the land voting to get into adoption. So this is something that should definitely be fixed now. We're at 60% out of the 70 that we need for the restoration industrialization. Railway and level 5. Oh, Shikoku still is level 4. This is probably the tipping point here then, right? So we have the railway. We could subsidize it to make it profitable and working for us for now, right? Doesn't cost me that much. And I do really want to get that urbanization done. So let's go ahead with another government administration and another level 1 university. And we could also go for, we're already building the paper mills. This is leading to urbanization anyway. And I think tools, we really don't need that much right now. I could still boost my tools further with the steel tools, but this would consume then steel. It's surprising to me that it's still profitable actually, but not something I need right now. For a bit of coal, we can reduce the employment rate. That is something I would like to do for the tool workshops there. Fertilizer plant actually still needs more jobs before we can really fully use this. Market balance of fertilizer at 78 anyway. So actually, Let's just quickly check it out. Can we already fertilize? The rice farms. That would cost me 560 in addition. Not all of them, right? So we can go ahead and do it slowly. Very good. Adoption phase we are. So with 160 fertilizers, we could get 320 more grain out. Also not good. Let's start really small. That's a good one here for Kansai, right? Boosting my grain output there a bit. Let's also boost the rice farm here for Kansai. We really don't need to build that many plantations because with fertilization we can really boost the output to supply the whole market there. So it's not that bad of a thing. Still, we need more fertilizers on the market, first of all. Yeah, textile mills make profit. That's great stuff. We have the sewing machines now. That's a new one. If I change it to this... Yeah, I think it will lead to a more profitable business. Also, more output for the clothes, which we need. That's a good change here. And we now have landed voting. With that, we get new parties. The Agrarian Party, Imperial Rule Party, Constitutional Reform Party. And yeah, we are shifting political power now also a bit towards the capitalists. We get a bit of legitimacy. And we are now having a new flag. That's also great. And with that, we have a real government that is getting voted. All right, and that should lead then to also more legitimacy. Let's just have a look at that. Right now, we are at 49. And yeah, I think the first votes will be coming in then at some point. Very good, that is. The election is coming along, as we can see. And who's winning right now? The Agrarian Party would be winning. And that's the Haimin that can do this, followed by the Imperial Rule Party. That's the landowners. Another one now, church and state. That is something, that is an easy law that we can do. We just boost now, yeah, the endorsement rating of some of my parties there. That's basically total separation we have. That will be successful, and that's just another step forward there. That's fine. So yeah, it's another law so that we can actually go ahead with some new laws, because there is no other important law that I would like to go for right now. And yeah, I'm still waiting now on this urban level 5 in Shikoku, because then we should actually have finished that very long-term goal here, the Komai restoration. And there's still some construction now ongoing for this. By the way, we got 500 bureaucratic power. This leads me to now be able to, yeah, go ahead with a level 2 education that I would like to enact. It will cost me some additional power, but that's going to be fine, because with that we are on our way also here to level 3 on the education. Shikoku has level 5. We have another step. I think we should actually finish it, no? Yeah, it's at 70%. What's going on here? More than 70%. Currently 70%. Building is urban center, greater than 5, and has a railway. It should actually be ticked now. And the first election is over. The Haimin won. We have a new government here now with a very high rating there actually. That's as high as it can go for quite some time now. If I reform the government myself, we would actually get a lower legitimacy out of that. Haimin and Intelligentsia are now in the government here with the Agrarian Party and the Constitutional Reform Party. Great stuff indeed. I hope this is pushing my lawmaking there further. It is definitely reducing my radicalization there to very low amounts. My loyalist is climbing, and the GDP is really going up there quickly right now. And the education access is, or the literacy is above 60% now. How's it looking with the institution? Still 25 weeks before this gets enacted then. Alright, other than that, the more influence we get. As you can see, bureaucracy is going down here right now because of the institution increase that we're doing. The problem is, why does this not get ticked now? We are at 70%. Has a railway. This is annoying. I'm also going to build a railway now in Hokkaido. We don't really need it over there, but I think there is just a tiny weeny bit that is actually getting not ticking this now, right? Path to liberalism. This is just the census suffrage that is missing now. Then we can actually trigger this event. In the midst of the debate surrounding the total separation, one of the country's leading playwrights strongly associated with the armed forces has staged a widely acclaimed play whose political laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. And yeah, we get 10% enactment with that. Then we also get the steam engine time. This is actually something we should do before it runs out. And we need a motor industry with an occupancy greater than 75 and a cash reserve of 25. I think we do have this, no? Motor industry, there it is. Cash reserve goes up. Yeah, the vacancies are the problem here. I already have the social mobility for this. Still, this takes more time than expected. I could actually reduce it by 1. This will boost it a bit, right? Perhaps we can finish it with that. In Tohoku. How's it looking, by the way, with my steam motors? Tiny imbalance there, which is fine. The prices are low for motors right now. There's not much I can do. I'm already using the social mobility. Alright, so far so good. Construction continues. I'm waiting for the railway then in Sakhalin and in Hokkaido. And yeah, hopefully we can actually then finish the restoration in the next episode. Stay tuned!